Hey, Bob, guess what? It's another episode of Let's Chat Sales.
You got to be kidding me, Brendan. Is it really? Let's Chat Sales.
Yes, it is. I have to go back and look and see how many, but we've got done 60 or 70 of these now.
So I think we're close to 70. I looked a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So today we're going to talk about what to bring to a meeting. Last week, the last episode, we talked about what happens when a meeting goes bad. Maybe some of this is preventative to make sure the meeting doesn't go bad. What sorts of things, in what categories would you say you bring to a meeting?
So I think there are two categories that I see. Internal things that you bring to the meeting and external things.
Yeah.
So internal things are you've got a positive attitude. You're smiling. You've eaten lunch. Your stomach's not growling.
You're prepared.
You're not mad at whoever it is. You've separated yourself from all the other aspects of your life. You're not going to go in like, I've had a really bad day and now I got to do a sales call.
Right.
You got to make it feel like this is the most important thing and most exciting thing in your entire life.
Yeah, obviously.
Even if it's an act.
Yep.
And then I think externally, I like to take a portfolio or a legal pad, something, and I like to take notes. Now, I will tell you, I'm old school. I admit that right here, right now, but I don't like the person who takes notes on their phone because I'm always thinking that they're taking notes on their phone, which is code for it. They're texting and they don't care.
Or their computer or whatever. Right. And do you write down everything? I don't think so.
No, I used to be a journalist, so I know you can't write everything down. You're looking for the key stuff that you won't remember.
Right. And that's right. Just get something down. You almost never lose eye contact. You look down, blah, blah, blah. Oh, that's a good point. You're back and present in the conversation, so to speak.
Absolutely. And you can always scurry to the bathroom or your car or your bus after the meeting and scribble down everything you remember.
Yeah. So
I find people over document.
Yeah.
You look at their notes and it's like, really? So they told you that their car's blue.
Yep. So
why do you need to know that?
Yeah. So then what else? What else would you bring to the meeting? Like, here's what I always have in my briefcase. I always have I have a Sharpie. I always keep a Sharpie.
Okay. I like that.
And then I have a couple dry erase, markers.
Me too. And I carry an eraser.
Well, you're just a Boy Scout then.
You would be shocked how many times
I've said, use my sleeve.
Can I erase this board? And they go, we don't have an eraser. You pull the eraser out and suddenly you look
like... That's a little bit too much. I think that would argue that that's over the top. Dry markers, having one or two of those in your bag, you can't believe how handy that is. Make sure you have some way to use an HDMI and to handle both HDMI and VGA, both. You got to be able to handle both because there's still some old school VGA. Probably helps to have like a memory stick. Some companies won't let you use it in their facility. You can't, but it's good to have. Having the ability to do a hotspot on your phone is useful. So you know how to do that in some cases when you can't get the interweb. I would say leave your slides at home, but then other people love their slides. So maybe you bring slides. I think you bring an agenda. You should have like a little agenda and you should be able to get through it in a minute or like, hey, here's what we're trying to do today. Just want to make sure. And one of the things, do you know how much time you have? That sort of thing. What else do you bring? What else?
Can I give you a little marketing hint on the agenda?
Sure.
Make sure it's got your logo and your contact information.
Sure. Yep. Okay.
Yeah, because it's a subtle way to just, I didn't know your office was in Torrance, California.
Yeah.
And so often I see that agenda is just a sheet of paper with 4 items on it.
Yep.
It doesn't cost you a lot to throw your logo at the top and put your contact information at the bottom.
What else goes on?
I like to have business cards with me. I know that's old school, but I get clients and others that will ask me, hey, do you have a card? I have a friend that might want to talk to you. I always like to accommodate that request.
I think the business cards are really helpful when you go to one of those restaurants and they have a bowl at the front at the hostess station. I mean, I like business cards, but nobody uses them anymore. And in fact, I have a thing about business cards, and that is when you give a business card to somebody else, they almost never contact you. So it's much better off if you get the business card and then you contact them. Hey, and they don't carry them. People don't carry them. So what do you do instead? That's a subject for another day. But I mean, business cards, you're definitely old school. I love that.
I also sometimes will bring a sheet of paper. It's like the key points if I'm doing a complicated presentation to someone, a group. Just like almost an outline. Like what I would give when I was teaching college courses as a summary for review. So it was just touch points for them so that they could like follow where they were and have the key points. I don't know if you've ever done that.
This is kind of dorky stuff, but how about an extension cord? Do you have an extension cord?
I've brought an extension cord several times. And it's paid off handsomely.
What else? Donuts. You bring donuts. I love doing stuff like that. Bringing food or something.
It sets a tone in a meeting when you bring something.
Tchotchkes. I was doing a thing a while ago where my buddy is the king of condiments. He made these chili sauce, hot sauce bottles that had my logo and a little brand name on them. And so I would give those out from time to time. When I fly, it was a pain in the ass because I can't carry them on. But
do you carry copies of your book?
I do. I give out my book from time to time. I think that's why. That's basically why.
I keep copies of my book, and if I'm having a good meeting, hey, I mentioned this thing. If you want to learn more, here's a copy of my book. Would you like me to inscribe it to you?
Yeah.
That's a winner.
Yeah, people like that. I do that. That's why I wrote it, right? I didn't write it to get famous. It's basically a bucket list.
Right. And if you sign it, they'll never give it away.
That's true. Yeah.
They won't trash it.
They won't. Right. What else? Else you'd add to this list in terms of things you bring?
I think I have testimonials in my briefcase sometimes because people ask and they'll be like, well, has this worked for anyone else? I'm like, it's funny you bring that up. And I've got a laminated sheet of paper that's got like 6 testimonials front and back. I'm like, here's some of the things people said about what I do.
Yeah.
And I just literally hand it out and let them play with it however they see fit.
I tend not to bring much in the way of collateral. And I have a philosophy about that. And that is, I don't think people read it. And so if you give it to them, especially on paper, nobody wants to get paper anymore. So,
well, that's why I laminate those testimonials, because it kind of looks like, you're giving this back to me, so you better read it now. You can't take this back to your office.
Oh, you just let them see it and then you take it away?
I literally put it on my briefcase. Hey, while I'm talking, here's some testimonials. They look at it.
Oh, okay.
And then at the end of the meeting, I'm like, are you finished with this? And they go, oh, yeah. Oh, you're going to take that back? I'm like, yes, I am.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Interesting. Yeah. I don't like collateral. I find doesn't get read very often. And so it doesn't make sense to print it and bring it unless there's some very specific thing.
Yeah, I don't do copies of a presentation. Like if it's a PowerPoint, I do not hand out copies for the room.
No.
Ever.
You can send that later, right? You can send that to them later.
Ideally never.
Yeah. It depends. I mean, they always ask for it. I get a lot of customers say, can you send me the slides? And then what I do is I typically will send the slides later, and it's a more complete version. We talked about this in a previous episode.
Yep.
The slides shouldn't have a lot of words on it, but the version that you send should have some sort of explanation because the image in and of itself doesn't convey the full message that you presented during the meeting. So there's that. I think those are not a lot, basically not a lot of stuff. A good attitude and preparation on the internal side. And the external side, a few key gadgets and tools that are likely to stop you in your tracks if they don't exist when you get to the meeting. So
I guess one other thing, Brendan, just as I know you're trying to close, but it occurs to me knowing who's in the room. Yeah. And knowing what their role is.
Yeah. That's part of the preparation. That's one of the discovery documents that I often, and there's a meeting document that I have on the website that you can get. And so, that sort of preparation is, and it's kind of a checklist of things to go over and what sorts of questions should you have ready. That's all part of that.
Yeah, I love that checklist. It's really amazing. I've used it. It's valuable.
Do we think we've beaten this up?
I think we have. I would tell you that if you thought we didn't beat this up, but we provided you with some value, a couple of things you can do to help us out. You can share this with a friend or an enemy. I don't care. Give it to anyone. Both. You can rate us 4 or 5 stars. I'm a 5-star fan. Brendan's going to accept 4 stars. The other thing you can do is go to Brendan's website, which is Let's Chat Sales, right, Brendan?
For the podcast, yeah.
Go to the website. He's got a lot of great episodes. We do. And you'll see other things like this that can be really actionable and really quick and to the point. And almost every episode's under 10 minutes, right?
Except this one, because you're going on and on about all the great stuff. I have to come up with a movie or whatever.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. You're right. The movie or book or some sort of multimedia experience.
So I have not mentioned Stranger Than Fiction, right?
I've never heard of it.
Stranger Than Fiction is hard to find. So I don't know if you can get it streaming wise. So this may not be the best recommendation.
What is it?
It's a movie. It's a movie. Okay. It's Will Ferrell, Emma Thompson, Dustin Hoffman.
You had me at Will Ferrell.
Maggie Gyllenhaal. But it's a serious movie. It's fun, but Will Ferrell plays a serious role, and he's quite good. It's such a charming love story, and it's funny. It's hard to get. It's hard to find, but it's a really good movie. And so if you can go out and find it, you may have to buy it on a CD for that matter. I don't know. Or maybe you can, I don't know. I don't know how you get it because I'm trying to find it right now. But I just love that movie, and it didn't get a lot of airplay, I don't think, and it's really good. So
how old is it?
Oh, I guess probably 15 years.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Well, all right, there you have it, folks. Another great recommendation from Brendan. I live by them. This is literally my social calendar is defined by what Brendan tells me I need to watch.
Oh, boy. All right. With that, we should do this again sometime. Okay, Bob?
We should.
All right.
Absolutely. I'm there.
See you soon.
See ya.
That was another episode of Let's Chat Sales, a quick one, of course, and I hope it was helpful. And if it was, please like and subscribe, and more importantly, share it with your friends. There should be something right here you could point to and click on and try that out. It should be good. It's probably good. Certainly short. It's probably helpful. And thanks for listening or watching.